Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? So low. Ah, bummer. All right, let me just check here. Disconnect. Okay, can you guys hear me now? Yes, no. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, okay, we got it. Man, I've got these new wireless headsets, and sometimes it doesn't pick up the mic on certain applications. So I'm trying to use this new like third-party app called BeLive. Anyway, I'm so glad it's working. It's working with these, so we'll kick it off. And this is a really cool app. I think it's kind of like OBS and things like that because you can share screen and things like that. So I wanted to use it to be able to share my screen with you and show you some things that have really helped me with planning my videos and different things like that. So good, glad to see everybody. I can't actually see who is here. Oh, I can see the chat here. Hey, James, welcome. Hey, Jessica, Melissa, welcome. Kelly, Brooke, Amanda Panda, I know who you are. Life is a classroom, awesome. Thanks for coming, guys. Please say hello in the chat box so that I can engage with you. And if you've got any questions about YouTube or things to add to what I'm saying, I would love to hear them. So welcome, everybody. I know I totally took a risk with this app, and I did test it before. And because it was able to let me select my wireless headset, I thought, what could go wrong, you know? Anyway, how was everyone's classes today? I am not teaching any classes this week. I just needed a little break, and I'm working on some other things. So I thought, I'll close them down and see how it goes for a few days and get back to it on the weekend. So hopefully everything goes well with that decision. Let me know if you taught today. How many classes did you have? How are your bookings? We're going to get started in a minute with all things YouTube. So I'm really excited about this because I love talking about YouTube and learning about it. And I'm by no means any pro at it. I just learned a few things and wanted to kind of take you through my thought process when making videos and just some things that I do that can sometimes help. So hopefully you'll walk away with a couple of new tips and tricks. James only had one class. Okay. Tell me about anyone else who had classes, let me know. Good to see everybody here. So what we're gonna do is kind of talk about a variety of things. I'm gonna see if I can share my agenda. So that's this new feature with it's called b.live, and I can put my agenda on the side and it will show you what I'm talking about. So yeah, so I started YouTube at the beginning of 2018, and I really just made like 5 videos. I probably got like 100 subscribers in 9 months. It wasn't until I made a couple of videos that did well that my channel started to grow. So I'm going to talk to you about that, what videos did well, why they might have done well, and then how you can sort of look at in your analytics, look at what videos did well and start to target more of your content related to those. So I wanted to, share that with you, and also to tell you that YouTube it's a long haul. It's not a quick race to gain lots of subs. It really does take a long time to get all those to get all those subscribers and views and things like that. It really is a journey, not a race. It took me about 1.5 years to get, maybe a little more than 1.5 years to get 1,000 subscribers. And then I've been growing a little bit more each month, which is really nice. So one thing that is important in the beginning when you're talking about YouTube is to set your focus and to think about what you want your channel to be about. So do you want your channel to be about online teaching in general? I'm going to be mainly talking to online teachers, obviously, with this, but think about what you want your channel to be about, what you're kind of targeting as an audience. When I started, I was obviously, speaking to VIP kid teachers. So that was like my main focus. That was kind of what I was talking about mostly. And so that was kind of my audience. But, do you want your channel to be about referrals? Do you want your channel to be about building community? Do you want to have a channel about, tips and tricks for online teachers? Maybe you're really good at props and rewards and you want to be sort of an authority on that. Then that can kind of be the focus of your channel. Let's see what people are saying in the chat, talking about classes. Yeah, Melissa says it was so weird. The no-shows were regulars. One I met in China, but we chatted to the mom and they went out of town and forgot. Yeah, so if you have a YouTube channel, let us know in the chat box what it's called so we can sub to you. And going along with setting your focus, it's really about finding your niche and speaking to that group of people when you are creating videos. And this is something that I'm still learning about this. I think in the beginning I was mainly talking to VIP kid teachers, and now I tend to get most of my audience from VIP Kid and GoGo Kid, and I'm trying to sort of expand to talk about other online ESL companies as well. So finding your niche is really important, and sometimes, when our niche is too broad and we're trying to talk to too many people, our channel can kind of get lost in the YouTube space because we are trying to appeal to too many different types of people, or people that are not interested in what we're talking about. And so we want to be talking about things that are speaking to our audience and that would engage the people that we're talking to. So yeah, that's definitely something that I am still learning about and trying to figure out what works best for the people that have subscribed to me. Let's talk about equipment. Let's see, we'll go over to equipment here. Yeah, so in terms of equipment, I use this camera. I started with a Sony a6000, and then I recently got this Canon M50. So I love the Canon M50 because it has a screen that flips out like this. So this is really helpful if you're wanting to get into filming yourself. It really helps to have that flip screen so that when you're setting your camera up, you're able to see yourself. One of the things that I didn't like about my Sony was how I couldn't see myself. So I was setting the camera up and then I was running back behind it, trying to see what I was looking like and if it worked. And it was taking so much time to film myself. So yeah, I love this one because it flips out. It wasn't cheap. It was about $700, but it has this nice flip out screen so I can see myself while I film. And then I used this Rode mic. This was about $50. I'll find the links and put them down below afterwards. So this just attaches on and helps with audio and just sounding a little bit clearer and less echoey, you know, which tends to happen when we're filming in a room with poor sound quality. So that's what I use for my camera and my microphone. As well for lighting, I use these lights. So this is the Neewar, whoop, try to flip it around. This is a Neewar light, Neewar. And I use 2 of these. Right now I've just got one on me. One is actually really good. They're very powerful. You can adjust the white and the yellow balance here. So, you know, you can turn it down or up depending. But they're really great lights. They're not cheap. They're probably about 120, not too expensive, but about 120 bucks. Danny says Canon is good. Yeah. So what camera do you use, Danny, when you film, or do you just use your computer built-in camera? Those are also really good if you've got a good one. But I find, you know, using a nice camera really kind of helps your imagery on screen and just helps you look a lot clearer and more professional. So that's basically what I use for equipment. Now, when I'm doing the actual filming, we'll talk about filming strategies. So with filming, I will kind of think about where I want to film. Obviously, a lot of things to do with teaching will be here in my classroom. So I'll use this as a background. But I'm kind of experimenting with, you know, using other backgrounds as well for filming and just providing different views on the camera. So, you know, in terms of filming strategies, I think it's really important to experiment with different places and also change it up. So if you're filming a video, to keep your audience engaged, it's really nice to use different scenes in the same video. So that kind of takes a little bit of strategy work and tactics to figure out how you want to kind of piece it all together. But it's really nice to be able to switch scenes in your video, and that just keeps your audience watching longer. So yeah, okay, Danny has the Canon Rebel SLR. Cool, I don't know that one. It does not autofocus though. Right, so that's another thing. This one does autofocus, which is nice, so I don't have to worry about that. It just autofocuses on my face right away so that, you know, I'm clear and it's not focusing on dyno or something like that. So yeah, good. What else with filming strategies? So, you know, think about, as I said, where you want to film and, you know, what you want to, what kind of background you want to have. You don't always have to film in your classroom. I mean, it is an easy one because it looks nice and it's clear and you're talking about online teaching if that's what you're talking about. But it's great to have different scenes in there as well. So in terms of, you know, when I actually film a video, what I do is I usually will, after I found my title, and we'll go into my TubeBuddy app and look at how I find a title. And maybe we'll just find a title tonight. I'll try to find the title of my next video and look at, you know, what keywords are doing well and what I might rank for on YouTube. But once I have a title, I will go in and start planning. So I'll write down, you know, the kind of general points that I want to make. Some videos that I do are just really short, kind of one-take wonders where I just sit and film it. I don't worry about, you know, memorizing anything or looking at a script or anything like that. I'll just sit down and talk for a couple of minutes, you know, generally less than 10 minutes. And then I'll cut out the things that, you know, pauses and things like that when I'm editing. So I'll sit down and I'll make some notes and I'll generally put it onto my computer and then have my computer kind of to the side while I'm filming, because even though it's being filmed, even though I'm being filmed, I can look down at the computer and you know, check my notes, and then I can edit all that empty space afterwards. What else did I want to say about filming strategies? Yeah, and it's also really good to have sort of a consistent way of starting your video and welcoming, you know, your audience to the channel, and also a consistent way of ending your videos. I have not been very consistent about that, but now I'm starting to, you know, start my videos with a certain way, introducing, you know, people to who I am, what I do, and where they can find me right from the beginning. And then I try to always end with, you know, reminding people to subscribe and things like that. So I try to be consistent in that way, so that yeah, so that people kind of know what to expect when they come and see me. Does anybody have any questions or thoughts about who's a YouTuber here that wants to chime in? Yeah, Amanda Panda says, great idea, title and then bullet points. I'm trying that. Awesome. I mean, there's really no one way of filming or editing. Everyone kind of has a different strategy, but that seems to sort of work for me. I like to just have like a little game plan down. I think that my videos that do better than others tend to be ones that I have put more thought into, right? And just kind of thought about a little bit more. So yeah, awesome. Thanks for joining, everybody. Please click like. And if you're not one of my subscribers, please click the subscribe button. That would be awesome. So let's talk about branding. So with branding, I've really tried to kind of make my channel have a certain look to it, trying to use sort of similar colors, trying to use a similar font, and try to make my thumbnails kind of have a similar theme to them, as well as to my channel art as well. So I didn't really have any kind of branding before, but I've chosen certain colors now, and I kind of try to stick with that so that people know when they see it, oh, that's one of Tim's videos, and they kind of can recognize me that way. So that's something to think about when you're making thumbnails and just, you know, designing the overall sort of style of your website, is to be thinking about branding. And, you know, a good app to use for branding is coolers.co. So when you go to coolers.co, it's really great because if you've got one color in mind, you can click that color, lock it in place, and then just click the space bar, and it will choose other colors, 3 to 4 other colors that will go with that color. And if you like one of them, you can lock that one, click the space bar, and it will give you other colors. I love it. If you're looking for new colors or looking for 2 or 3 colors that will go together, that's a really good one. So it's called coolers.co. The light is called Neewar, Neewar, and it comes in a set of 2 with stands for them as well. Actually, most of my videos have that as an Amazon link at the bottom, so you can check those out. All right. So yeah, with branding, I spent a long time trying to go over all my thumbnails and redo them, and I just kind of gave up because I just had too many videos to go and redo. But I chose the ones that I wanted to improve on a little bit and improve the views on. So I changed the art on videos that were kind of already doing sort of well and that people were finding. And we'll pop over to my channel in a minute and have a look at that. Hopefully that works with the share screen in here. Okay, let's talk about my favorite tools. So these are 3 tools that I use in my kind of editing and different things like that. So let's kind of go over this, take this off of here. I use TubeBuddy for finding content to film and for looking at keywords. And it's also great because you can see how your channel has done over the last month and how your views have done, how your subscriber base has increased as well. And if you go to someone else's channel, it actually does an automatic comparison with that person's channel. That's kind of a neat feature of it that I like. You can just get it for free, but you can also pay for it, which gives you a few more things to be able to do, especially with keyword research and things like that. So yeah, Amanda Panda's talking about Filmora 9. I don't know that one. I use Adobe Premiere, so that's the app in the middle. It's a little bit techy, and it does take a little bit to learn. I had to learn it for a project that I was working on like 3 years ago with a friend, and they wanted me to edit videos. So I had to learn Premiere, and it's kind of like my go-to now because I know how to use it. I had to use iMovie the other day for something, and I honestly got lost in trying to figure out how to do it. I know it's really simple, and I recommend iMovie for beginners because it is really kind of just a plug and push type of program for video editing. But I got really lost in a couple of the features, so I stick with Premiere and Canva. So I use Canva for making my thumbnails and anything to do with design. There are so many templates and free things on there to use to design fonts, text, pictures. You know, if you're not using Canva, you really should check it out for creating your thumbnails. All right, so those are 3 tools that I use that are pretty valuable. We're going to talk a little bit about channel analytics because I think that's really helpful, especially if you're starting out or you've been at it for a little while, for seeing kind of how your channel is doing and how you can learn a little bit about how your channel is doing and then, you know, create content related to things that are doing well. Kelly says she uses Final Cut Pro. Yeah, that's a really good one too, definitely. I think Final Cut Pro is a little bit easier than Premiere as well. So let's go over to share screen here. Hopefully this works. And I will just wait a second here while I figure out how to do it. Share this window. Okay. Can everybody see what I'm sharing here? I'll show this in the screen. All right, let's try something else here. When you use something brand new for the first time, there's always little things that will go wrong. Let's go to, where is share screen, share screen, share screen. I think, okay, I'm gonna close this and try another one. Let's go over to here. Application window. All right, this is gonna work. Okay. And then I will show it in here. Okay, so let's drop me down to the bottom here. Let's flip it. Okay, can you see? Sorry about that. All right, so if we go over to analytics in the back end here, so if you haven't done this before, you click on your picture up at the top, and then you can go down to YouTube Studio. So this is really great. It will let you see a lot of the things in the back end here. Yeah, maybe the chat is lagging a little bit on this third-party app. Okay, so I'm going to kind of focus on this screen here and take you through a few things that might be helpful for analytics, and then I'll look at the chat box. Okay, so back here is kind of your channel dashboard, and this is really what is the sort of back-end workings of your channel. It'll show you your subscriber count. It'll show you your summary for the month. You can see here that this month was a little bit lower, and so I've been playing around with different topics and different things that are not working as well as other videos, so I'm trying to tweak a few things. But if you go down here to analytics on the left, let's just make sure that everyone can still see. Okay, in your analytics, some useful things to look at here are, first of all, you can kind of see how you did in the last 28 days. So it gives you your estimated revenue. It gives you once you've been able to monetize your channel, which takes a little bit of time. You've got to get up to 1,000 subscribers and have a certain amount of watch time. But you can go down here and look at your top performing videos. So this is really nice because it's really important to know what videos are doing well on your channel and start thinking about why they did well. And are you creating content that's kind of related to those videos? So I like to go in here. This video has always done the best for me, VIP Kid versus Go-Go Kid versus Magic Ears. since day one, this was kind of the video that spiked my channel and got me lots of views after about a year. And then things started to slowly grow. So if I go and look at my audience, I can learn a little bit about who's watching my channel. So I can see here that female versus male, kind of interesting. The age group of the people that are watching, kind of where people are watching from, and that most people are not subscribed. So because of that, you may want to try to target asking people to subscribe more, because a lot of people are watching that are not subscribers, for me anyway. 87% and 13% are. If you go into reach over here, this will show you some other interesting things. It will show you where your traffic is coming from. So for me, most of my traffic comes from suggested videos. And then the second one is YouTube search. Normally, when you're starting out, the majority of your videos are going to come from YouTube search. That means that someone searched specifically for your content, specifically a keyword that is showing up in your title, or a keyword that shows up in the description, or something related to that. So if they're searching for something like VIP Kid, then that's how they're going to find you, if you've got a good video that's going to rank well and that YouTube likes. So that's what YouTube search means. Suggested videos just means that now, because my channel has grown a little bit, I'm getting a lot of people finding my videos on that sidebar, that suggested video area. And so that's really great. That's kind of what you want. You want YouTube to be recommending your content because they see that it's related to videos that are doing really, really well on YouTube. So then we go down here, external sources. So people came from Google search to find my videos. Sometimes they came from my website. Some of them came from Facebook. A couple came from Gmail, and a very small percentage from YouTube there. You can see what playlists have done well as well. This kind of shows you what suggested videos brought people to your channel. So these are not always your videos. Sometimes these are other people's videos as well. And then over here, I find this one really valuable. These are the keywords that people are typing in when they find my videos. So let's actually click see more here and take a look at this. So this is really good information for you to find out how people are coming across your content. I'll just let this load. Danny asks, how do you have all the active things on your live stream? Man, you can't. No, I'm using this app called Be Live. So it's b.live, and I'm just trying it out for the first time to be able to share screen during the live. Okay, yeah, so GoGoKid. So for me, most of my views are coming from people searching for GoGoKid. So that is a good indication to me that I should be making content about GoGoKid, because that's where most people are finding me. And that is something that I knew, because those are the videos that are doing really well right now. Second, Magic Ears, because I have a video that has a lot of views on why I quit Magic Ears. So a lot of people find my videos and my other videos from that keyword. Third is GoGoKid interview, GoGoKid demo interview, and then I have a few VIP Kid related keywords down here at the bottom. I wish that my VIP Kid Smart demo was a higher ranking video, but you don't get to pick and choose. You can just do your best with the content that you make and hope that it plays nicely in the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, that's just a little bit about analytics. I would recommend you to go and check out yours and see what videos are doing well, and how can you create content that is going to engage with that audience. Because if most of my viewers and most of my subscribers are coming because they're looking for GoGoKid, I should be thinking about, whoops. Those just fell right out of my head. Okay, we're back. That's why I don't like these things. They just get in the way. I want to make sure, what was I saying? I want to make sure that I'm making content that is going to be helpful for those people that initially came to my channel. So yeah, that's a little bit about that. Does anyone have any questions? Pop them in the chat box if you do, about analytics. It can be really helpful. It's kind of complicated, some of it, and I'm not really an expert, but I definitely have found some of it valuable to kind of see how my channel is doing, and you know, things that I can do with future videos. So let's close this, and we'll hide that, and hopefully make me bigger. There we go. Cool. Kelly says this is helpful. I'm so glad. Yeah, I didn't get into channel analytics until like maybe 6 months ago, and when I was able to get in there and understand how, you know, some of that stuff can really help my channel, it really has helped me to kind of create content that I hope will be helpful. As you can see, this month my views are down and my subscribers are also down a little bit. So my plan to experiment with creating other content that may not be specifically about VIP Kid and GoGo Kid or about online ESL companies, you know, may not be the best move for my channel. So I don't know. I think it's kind of helpful information overall. All right, let's talk about choosing good titles. Okay. Titling is really important because you want to show up, especially if you're a smaller channel, like less than 500 subscribers. You want to show up in YouTube search. So when someone's searching for something, you want to hopefully show up. And so titling your stuff is really important. So we're going to go back into share screen here, and I'm going to pop my TubeBuddy up here. So let's go over here again, and I'm going to open up TubeBuddy. So TubeBuddy is this little red thing up at the top, and I like using Keyword Explorer. So I'm going to launch Keyword Explorer, and hopefully it opens. I will bring myself down so that you can see it a little bit better. There we go. Cindy says, have you ever redone a video to get better analytics? I've been told that you shouldn't redo videos. Like, you shouldn't take a video down because it loses all of its SEO or its search engine optimization. You should definitely keep your videos up there. There's things that you can do to your video. You can add cards and titles and things like that at the end screen to help viewers to stay on your channel. But actually, like, redoing the video and starting all again is not really recommended. It's best just to keep it up there. You can change things like your title and your description. You know, those are things that you can edit without having to actually take the video down. Hope that answers the question. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, you can change title tags and all kinds of things like that as well. So we'll look at title tags here. If you've used TubeBuddy, let me know in the chat box. But this is TubeBuddy. If I was going to look for a video, I would put into the keyword that I want to rank for. So let's just type in VIP Kid, because I think most people here are either VIP Kid teachers or have heard of VIP Kid. So VIP Kid is probably the most searched online ESL company because it's one of the largest, and it definitely has a lot of content out there, which means that it's going to be harder for your videos to rank. It takes time. So let's click Explore and just have a look at what how my channel will do specifically. You can see how the keyword does in general, and then you can look at how it's going to do related to your channel. So right here, you can see under weighted, it has a score of 8 out of 100. So creating a video with the title VIP Kid, for me, is not going to do very well. This is a really poor ranking keyword for my channel. Now, if I go to the unweighted score, that means it's not connected to my channel. It says that it gives it a score of 54 out of 100. It says there's a decent amount of competition, but this keyword is searched so often, it's worth targeting. So it's saying that it's worth targeting, but then it wants you to look at your specific channel and how is it going to do in your channel. Not so good. So come on over to the right and look at some video search suggestions, okay, related to VIP Kid that you might rank a little bit higher for. So let's look down here for something like VIP Kid demo interview. So if you're using those keywords in your title, you can see that for my channel specific, it's going to just take a minute here to load. Whoops. It also gives me a poor rating. So it's going to be really hard for me to target this keyword specifically, even the unweighted scores. So that's telling me that there is a lot of content out there with VIP Kid demo interview in it. Let's look at VIP Kid Smart Demo interview specifically, because this is getting a little bit more specific. This is actually about the Smart Demo. And I was one of the first 2 or 3 videos out there about the Smart Demo. And my video did pretty good. It has like 5,000 views. It's giving me a score of 29 out of 100 for an unweighted score. And then for my channel specifically, it's saying that I would actually do pretty good. So fair. It's probably worth targeting. So I did make a video last week, an updated video about the VIP Kid Smart Demo interview, and I just let it sit there, and hopefully it will start to rank more in search and pop up, because I already have a strong one. And so, hopefully the YouTube algorithm will see that people would also like to watch the new one that I did. Let's start from scratch and actually plan a video. So if I was wanting to make a video about just online ESL teaching in general, I might put in something like this and look for how this would be weighted with an overall score of, I'm looking for something more than 50 to really give it a good shot. So that is not a good one at all. So let's change the title here to, whoops, let's go over to here, online teaching this. I had another one in mind that I was playing with it a little bit earlier for my May video ideas. And I know what I put in. I put in teach English online. So you can kind of just play around with it and see what might rank. So let's put in teach English online. And again, I'm looking for a score that's going to be a little bit higher than 50, because I want to have some shot at people finding it in the search. So that one is also poor. But if I look over here at teach English online with no degree, so I would click on that one. And this is one that yesterday when I was looking at this had a little bit more weight to it and might rank a little bit higher for me. Yeah, so this one you can see, I just kind of by fluke found this title. It has a very good weighted score for me, so 67 out of 100. If I go over to the unweighted score, even higher. So this keyword, it's not very competitive, means there's not a lot of competition out there, and it has enough search volume to make it worth targeting. So that just means that there's not a lot of content, all right, but the search volume is high enough that I have a shot at ranking on that first page of YouTube if I were to make a video about teach English no degree. So what I'm going to do is take that keyword, all right, and I'm going to think of a title that I could use with that keyword in it. So I might do something like 4 companies to teach English online, brackets no degree, or something like that. And then I might do some research into 4 companies that I don't work for, because I don't work for companies that don't require a degree. But I can definitely talk about companies or talk to other people who work for companies that don't require a degree and make a video about it. Just because you don't work for the company doesn't mean that you can't provide information and value to someone who's looking for content related to that. Okay, so that's one idea. Now, I rank high for GoGoKid. So if I type in GoGoKid here, I should be looking at content that is related to GoGoKid, because my videos for GoGoKid are already doing really well. And now I'm in one of the top 5 when you search for GoGoKid. So you can see that it does quite well unweighted, and a weighted score for me would be probably a little bit lower. Let's see if it'll load. It's taking its time. But you can see it gives you lots of related keywords on the right-hand side there that you could use to get ideas. And then you can also click on video topics, and it will give you video topic ideas or video topic titles that you could use. So that can be helpful as well. So let's just pop back over to here. Let's see if there's anyone chatting. I'm not very fast with these little things here. Here we go. So what are people saying in the chat box? Casey has 2, buddy. Awesome. Yeah, Danny says the negative titles get a lot of views, like I quit VIP kid, things like that. Yes, they generally do. I mean, I made that video called I Quit Magic Years, and it did so well and so quickly because people are interested, right? And I gave a very unbiased, honest review of why I quit Magic Years when I did that video. I wasn't trying to bash the company. I wasn't trying to create drama or anything like that. I was really just speaking to the teachers that were finding my other videos when I was doing comparison videos about Magic Years with VIP Kid and Magic Years and Go-Go Kid, and just telling people why I quit. So that video did really, really well and still continues to be one of my top ranking videos. I would be careful about making videos that have like really clickbaity type of titles. You do want titles that are going to cause people to want to click on your video, but you definitely want to deliver on the content that you are putting in your title. So if you say something that's a little bit clickbaity, you definitely want to deliver on that and be answering that question or addressing it in some way. So yeah, you want titles that are clickable, but you don't want to, be misleading, I guess, in your titles. I guess that's what I'm saying. Thank you for enjoying my newsletters, Danny. Yeah, so you can join my mailing list on my website, onlineteacherdude.com, and I'm starting to mail more regularly with content that I'm making on YouTube and my blog and little projects that I'm working on. Yes, Danny said, let me see. Danny says, oh, read that one already. Yeah, mic drop for real, right? Cool. So if there's any questions related to making videos, pop them in. Danny says, or do an updated video. Yeah, that's also a really good tip. Yay, you've got a meeting with a referral. Good luck. Her mock is today. Awesome. Life as a Classroom says, OutSchool doesn't require a degree. My most video has more info. Yeah, so if you are with a company or know a lot about a company that doesn't require a degree or might fit some of those titles, you can certainly create content about them, or interview people that are working for them. That's really great too. All right, so that was choosing good titles. Let's talk about making thumbnails. So with making thumbnails, you want to try to make, as I said, try to make thumbnails that are have a kind of consistent feel to them. So as I said, I use Canva, and most of my thumbnails, I'll try to share screen again, actually. We'll pop this over and take a look. Let's go over here. So let's pop over to my channel. I used to just make thumbnails that had any old stuff on them. There was no real rhyme or reason to them. But then I started to kind of stick with a couple of different colors, and that has kind of helped with my branding and just having a sort of similar look across my channel. So sorry about the wait here. Things are processing a little bit slowly. We'll make that a little bit bigger there. So yeah, here's my channel. You can see that I've kind of stuck with like a darkish type of blue for my lettering and for some backgrounds to my titles and things like that. I try to use the same font, a really bold white font where the titles will kind of stick out a little bit more. And I try to just be consistent with that So in my Canva app on my browser, I just have a section where all of these are kept, and I just copy and paste and use the same font 95% of the time, and add the same colors into them to sort of give it a similar feel with the titling, just so that people can recognize me. And you want to try to have your face in it. I think thumbnails that use your face are helpful because you become recognizable and people will know who they're watching. But the funny thing is, my video that did the best, if I go over here and sort by most popular, the one that did the best has no face in it. It's just my comparison video of Go-Go Kid and VIP Kid and Magic Ears with just a big bold title that is kind of catchy, but I just think it's funny because I don't have my face in it at all. So I guess it doesn't really matter all that much, but you can kind of play around with what works for you. So yeah, and then I did my Go-Go Kid interview. It's just me. There's, the title's kind of hard to read. I never redid that one. But sorting your channel by, views is also really good because you can see what your top performing ones are over time, and what has done well. So, and try to create content, as I was saying, related to that. So that is all about my thumbnails. Kelly says she'll interview about Cambly. Awesome. Yeah, I'm really doing a lot of research about companies that don't require a degree and companies that don't require experience and things like that, because there are just so many cool options out there to talk about and to share with people. And there's lots of companies that you can also recruit for and help people get hired for quite easily, actually, without actually having to actively teach too much on their platform. So, okay, let's see if we have anything else on the agenda here. Yeah, I wanted to just end with some tips for channel growth. So, look, I am no expert at all, but I'm always learning and trying to learn different things. And so these are some Sorry, guys. I guess that's another new mistake. I guess when I minimize myself, my sound goes. These are all things I'm learning. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay, we're back. Yeah, so let me just bring myself down here. Other way. So I was talking about collaborating with larger channels and just, getting yourself known by, working with channels that are a little bit larger than yours. It can help with your views. Creating consistent content. So this is something that I haven't been great at, but I am trying to create content that is more consistent, I guess. And, I've never posted on a certain schedule or always posted at the same time every week, but I am trying to do that a little bit more because I think that the YouTube algorithm really likes that. Niching down, you could be a channel about lots of different things. You know, maybe you want to talk about online teaching and something else. I know Danny talks about online teaching and gardening. There's teachers that talk about online teaching and makeup, or online teaching and travel. And so there's nothing wrong with that. But just pay attention to your analytics and see what's going on in there. See what's going on with, you know, your high-ranking videos. But I think niching down really helps to be specific about, you know, what content you're creating and who you're creating it for. So there's nothing wrong with being really specific about that. And creating quality content. You don't have to have the fancy cameras or the, you know, really expensive lighting. You know, if you put time into really good content, that will usually and always trump fancy thumbnails and expensive equipment. So put thought into creating great content that people are going to want to watch. And be passionate. If you're not passionate about it, if you don't enjoy it, YouTube is a long slog. It's not something that you're going to get rich quick with. So enjoy it and have fun. I had a lot of fun just making my first few videos, and I had like 100 views or 100 subscribers or something like that. It took me forever. But it does start to grow as you put more time and effort into it. So, you know, be patient and just kind of hang in there, and it will develop for you. So yeah, that is basically all I wanted to talk about related to YouTube. Does anybody have any questions? Who's in the chat? Let me just pull this down. Thank you for hanging in with me through all the tech difficulties. I'm not sure I'm going to use this again because there's a lot of fiddly things that you can mess up, clearly. like microphone issues and yeah, just making sure that things don't disappear and that you're still heard. So, but it's kind of neat because you can bring up like other parts of your screen and other things to show. So I definitely need to practice with it a little bit more. So Casey says she was terrified for her first few videos. Luckily, my friends were there on the live. Yeah, that helps, right? For sure. So thanks to all of you for coming today to my live and listening to some chat about YouTube. So hopefully this was helpful. If that is all, I will sign off and we will call it a day, or a night for me, but a morning for most of you. Thanks for coming, everybody. If there aren't any more questions, I will sign out. Have a good day, and thanks for joining. Thanks so much. Who is Life is a Classroom? Who are you? What is your name? I don't think I'm subscribed to you. I will check out your channel. Yeah, good. Glad it was helpful. I mean, like I said, I'm not any kind of pro, but I'm doing this quite a lot now, and so I enjoy the kind of behind the scenes stuff and learning and just, you know, figuring out kind of what works. So yeah, awesome. Good to see everybody here. Thanks so much. Please click the like button. That would be so helpful. And hope everybody has a wonderful day. See you later, guys.